Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today's video we're going to be going through a complete fishing guide, especially for the Hunter's Call. Okay, so with the anniversary update we now have a new faction called the Hunter's Call, which is ran by Merrick and his wife, and it involves, as you can guess, a lot of fishing and other animals too. Let's not just completely limit it to the fishing, but it is the mainstay of the Hunter's Call. So as you can see here, we've got 319 commendations, 10 items, 24 titles and 10 promotions to complete for the Hunter's Call, and this can go towards Pirate Legend. It works in the same way as the other three original factions. Now there are 10 different variations of fish to collect at the moment, and they are splash tails, plenty fins, ancient scales, isle hoppers, devil fishes, wild splashes, pondies, battlegills, stormfishes and wreckers. Splash tails do not require any bait at all, as do not isle hoppers and also pondies. Splash tails can be found pretty much anywhere across the whole map. It seems to be that way. Isle hoppers tend to spawn when you've been to one island and you go to another one. It seems to pop up a lot more common that way. And pondies, as you can guess, can only be fished in ponds. The only places I've managed to find so far that work 100% of the time is here at Devil's Ridge. It's just in front of the waterfall, and at Mermaid's Hideaway. They are located, if you did not know, at B13 and also at P19. So for the rest of them you're going to need some bait, and bait can be found in any of the barrels. We're going to go through that in a second. I'm just going to quickly go through the rest of the fishes and where to get them. So plenty fins can be found in the Shores of Plenty area, ancient scales are found in the Ancient Isles area, and wild splashes are found in the wilds. We also have devil fishes as well, which are, as you can guess, you can only find in the Devil's Roar. Okay, so the three types of bait that you can use at the moment depends on what kind of fish you will get as well. So for earthworms you can get wreckers, wild splashes and plenty fins. For leeches it's all about the stormfishes and the ancient scales, and grubs are battlegills and devilfish. So now we'll go to the last three, and then I'll actually show you how to fish as well and the importance of what it means. So first of all is the battlegills. They seem to be only obtainable when you're in a battle, so I'm unsure about the Meg, but I know the AI ships, the skeleton ships, when you're in a battle with those you can fish for battlegills, and also active skeleton forts I think works as well. Stormfishes is pretty much self-explanatory really. It's when you're in a storm you are going to get those ones, and wreckers is actually when you're near a shipwreck, so you park near it and then you can fish and you will get wreckers. So there's three kind of variants really. There's the glow in the dark ones at night, they're called luminous ones. They are in most of the different types. You also get as well a trophy version, which is a bigger fish. It's harder to pull in, worth more money, and you need to do some of those for your achievements, and then you just get the standard variation as well. So your rod can be found in the second wheel, and it's in the top right. So now we're going to get on to actually how to fish, and depending on what platform you're playing on. I'm on Xbox. If you're on PC it depends on what kind of keybinds you've done to it, but for Xbox it's RT, and that is the way you would cast out. Now if you wanted to put bait onto it, all you have to do is hold down the left bumper, press Y, and then the bait would be there. I haven't got any on me because I don't need to use it right now, as I'm just going to show you how to fish. So we're going to cast out, and away we go. So when the fish approach, as you can see, the screen kind of jerks towards it and centralizes. The fish will eventually latch onto your rod, and all you need to do is basically counter whichever way the fish goes. So if the fish goes to the left, put your analog stick to the right. You can use both analog sticks to do this. At the moment it's going all left, so we're holding to the right, and we want to tie the fish out. As you can see there, ties it out. We want to reel it in with RT, and as soon as it starts pulling again you want to let go. If it goes central, lift back on your analog sticks and you will feel the vibration on your controllers anyway. I don't know how it would work for PC, but you will definitely feel the vibration when you're getting the tension of the rod, so you want to be putting it in the opposite direction. There we go. Smaller fish can take between 3 to 4 pulls. Trophy fish take a little bit longer in time and a few more extra pulls as well. So if you're finding that the fish is not coming in as quickly as normal, that's probably because you have a trophy fish on your line. You can slowly pull it in as well, like I did there, even though it was pulling on the tension, it wasn't tired, but you can still get it regardless. I've got a full amount of food at the moment, so I'll just drop one off. You can do this, so you can pick up 5 in your inventory and then you can have an extra one on your rod. Don't worry about it too much. I'll drop the pineapple into there. Make sure you have enough space to pick it up. It does tend to not pick it up down there. Once you have it in your hand, make sure you back out and don't press RT again, or you will actually eat the fish raw. So the second thing you can do is then cook the fish. If you sell the fish at each sea post, which we'll get to in a minute, it will be worth and still go towards your commendations. It will still be worth gold, but not as much as if you cook it. If you cook it, you actually get more money for the item. So I can imagine a lot of people are asking, what do I do with the fish once I've got them and I've actually fished them? You take them to any sea post on the map. I'm just going to take this one off right now because we don't actually need to cook it right now. But any of the sea posts, for example, go here. The Roaring Traders is one of them. There's 8 in total, I think, and they're all of Merrick's family members, and you just walk up to them and you hand in your fish. If you're playing on Xbox, I would personally advise going into the settings and binding a key for the fishing rod, because what happened to me a couple of times is, I'll show you here, look, I bind mine to the left D-pad. What happens is like I said to you, once you've reeled your fish in, you pick it up, it goes into your hand, and then you just think you can cast back out sometimes with the rod, and you end up eating your fish. So if you put it on, once it's in your hand, which I can probably do now, it's in my hand, I can just click on the left D-pad and it puts my rod back on and I don't end up eating the fish. There are 5 variants of each type, so we use the splash tails for example. We have 5 different variations here. We've got the ruby for example, the sunny, we have the indigo, we have the umbra, and we have the sea foam. The back ones seem to be the ones at night. The one from last seems to be the rarest of them all, and then these ones seem to be the more common ones. There's 50 in total to collect for commendations, and there is 10 on the limited time one. There is 10 to collect on the more rarer one, which is normally this one here, for example, and it's normal 50 for the sea foam as well. So for here it's the bone dust for the plentyfin and so on. They're 10, the rest are 50 to collect in total to get your commendations. A couple more things before we go. There is also the cooking, so there is food to go with Hunter's Call. It's not really to do with fishing, I might go through that separately. And the other thing as well is that you can get Merrick's accolades, and that's all to do with different bits and pieces. So treacherous plunder, you can actually fish a boot and a hat and a skull, which is basically junk, sea junk, but you do need them for your achievements as well. Then there's all parts of the ships and so on and so on, and to do with trophy fish. You do need to collect, I think it's 50 in total. They may have changed it, I'm not too sure, but it could be up to 50 to get the full amount. One other thing that I thought I'd just slightly mention as we go towards a sea post so I can show you exactly where to hand in is you can actually fish on the move. This sounds a bit weird, but it does work. As you can see, we're still sailing away and we have what looks like to be a sunny splashtail, and we can just kind of counterbalance while we're going along sailing away. So you don't have to be stationary when fishing. It is worth pointing that out as well. Just keep that rod counterbalanced, so to the left, to the right, reel in when it gets tired, and you should be okay. And there we go, we have the fish. You can put that away. Like I say, you can have the extra 6, the extra 1, 5 in your inventory, and then the 1 extra on the rod. That does work that way. And yes, that was a bit suicidal, sailing while no one was driving the ship or sailing the ship. So any sea post, you go over to them. This is a risky one to go to, really. It's in the Devil's Roar. Volcanoes can erupt and obviously take out your ship, so do be careful if you come to this one. And all you do is you go to the end of the sea post dock and you'll see one of the characters. This one's Alfric, I think is how we say it, and you just have it in your inventory and hand it in. So we got 115 for a cooked version. I think the normal version is 75 uncooked, so we're going to show you one that isn't cooked as well, which we should pop in a second. See, it's only worth 50, so that potentially could be worth around the 100 mark cooked. Okay, so that is pretty much the full guide of how to fish, where to hand it in, how to fish it, different types in different areas. One last thing before we go, and if you've managed to stay to this video, you will get to know this little secret. Over there, you can see in the distance is a shipwrecked ship. If you go over there, you can get your wreckers. That's very important. You just sail just above them and just park up. But the biggest importance is if you go into that shipwreck and go and check all the barrels, sometimes you will find some of the rarer fish already cooked, and you can take those and sell those. And even if they're burnt, you can still sell them and they count towards your commendations. So always check the shipwrecks for the rarer fish. So hopefully this guide has been helpful for you today. If it has, then do please consider liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing. Hopefully that has explained how fishing goes in full. Have a great time fishing away, catching those fish, and take care.